To set up and maintain codes used for allowances or deductions in your payroll calculations, go to Payroll, Housekeeping, click on Allowance or Deduction Codes. Click on the New button, key in the codes and description. Next, select this checkbox if the payment is subject to CPF calculation. Select this checkbox if the payment is subjected to additional wage computation. Select Income Tax checkbox if the payment is subjected to income tax and select the category from the list. For fixed CPF contribution, the default setting is non-applicable. The other two settings are for voluntary CPF contributions. Check this option Include in NPL Prorate if you'd like the system to include allowance or deduction to be included in No Pay Leave Prorate formula. Now that you have set up your allowance and deduction codes, you may key in the allowance or deduction and include them in the payroll for the employee. Click on Payroll, Housekeeping, Employee Allowance or Deduction. There are 3 tabs for data entry: allowance or deduction, overtime or no pay leave, piece rate trans. Under Allowance or Deduction tab, this is the sequence number. Double-click to the right of the number to change each row from gray tone to white. You can type in your entry only when the row is changed to white color. Under the code column, click on the down arrow button to select a code from the list that you have created from allowance or deduction code before. You may enter the allowance or deduction in mid-month or end month. Negative amount must be entered to indicate a deduction. Let's take a look at this employee as an example. Let's say he will have an insurance allowance from the month of March to April. First step, double-click to the right of the number of each row to change from gray tone to white. Select the code insurance from the list. Enter the amount of allowance. Enter the start date and end date. If the insurance allowance is given perpetually, you may input 9999/99 as end date. Click Save to save your entry. If you would like to give a deduction, here's an example. Double-click the row again to change from gray tone to white. Select the code. Enter the deduction with negative amount. Insert start date and end date. Click Save. Now, let's move on to Overtime or No Pay Leave tab. Enter the overtime hours and no pay leave days manually in this tab. You must enter the number of days or hours worked for the pay period for daily or hourly rated employees. For no pay leave, enter the no pay leave day in current pay period NPL. For a company that is using certain day as cutoff day of NPL for that particular month, enter the no pay leave day in this column, including the NPL day for last month, and it will calculate the total NPL days, including the last month NPL cutoff day. For example, Company A has monthly cutoff day for payroll on 25th of every month and will stop taking in any no pay leave after 26th of current month. After 26th of current month, the no pay leave will be deducted on the next month payroll. So, if your company doesn't have any cutoff days, enter same days for both column of no pay leave and current pay period. Enter overtime hours in OT rate. For fixed rate, choose the new system setup to enter the overtime minutes in decimals or minutes. For example, if you set up to enter in decimal, 5 hours 30 minutes will be entered as 550. If you set up to enter in minutes, you enter 5.30. If you would like to update employees' allowance or deduction by groups or by department instead of manually doing so one by one, you may click on this button, Generate Employee ID. Select the employee group either by CPF subcode, department code, staff group, and employer ID. You may enter the amount in either mid-month or end month and key in the effective date. Click Update to save your settings.